If there is a word to describe this journey of Jungkook captured in the documentary, it would be anagnorisis. It's actually a Greek word meaning recognition. It would be a pivotal moment in a story, usually when a character experiences a critical revelation. This moment often marks a turning point in the plot as the character's understanding of the situation dramatically shifts once they make this discovery. This journey of Jungkook feels like a pivotal moment in his artistry. It felt like we were witnessing him discover himself, his potential, both artistically and commercially. It feels like from here forward, we will witness a different Jungkook, one that is more aware of his potential, more respectful of the power that he holds, and more intentional in his art, in whichever way he is required to express it. And here are some of the anagnorisis in I Am Still documentary. The cinematic vision. Jungkook sees a song automatically on the stage on how he's going to perform it. He thinks 3D, pun totally unintended, but absolutely welcome. I remember in one interview, not in this documentary, that he actually didn't like standing next to you when he first heard it. But the range of the vocal tone and the range of the performance he can show actually convinced him to get the song. He verbalized how prolific the performance was going to be in the documentary, and he repeated this concept several times in almost every song he discusses. He would always package the sonic appeal with the visual appeal of the song's performance. The other side of genius. Jungkook is often described as a genius, the guy with the natural talent, but a lot of people ignore the other side of it. Raw talent is useless unless you persevere to actually hone it, and unless you have the willingness to take on the sacrifices that honing it will actually require for you to become the best at it. Jungkook's talent would have been nothing but potential had he not honed it, had he not been willing to put in the work so that he can perfect the moves and actually stretch his vocals, experiment, and find the best tone for every song that is given to him. Yes, he is naturally gifted, and yes, he is naturally a genius. But even the producers, Western producers in this documentary, they themselves saw that talent isn't all that he had. He also had the grit. And he worked hard, endlessly, until he get the kind of result that he is expecting from himself and the kind of result the producers are expecting of him. Humble awareness. There was a part where he said that he knows there's a lot of things he can do with his voice, but he has obviously never done it before, and it frustrated him when he couldn't get what he wanted for himself right away. That's normal, especially when the artist is a perfectionist. But it's not common for artists to actually be aware of their actual potential. And sometimes those who are aware of their potential exploit themselves or let the potential lead their ego. In other words, they become too arrogant even before they make it. Jungkook is the other way around. He has already made it. But it doesn't stop him from recognizing what else he can do. And it certainly doesn't stop him from trying out new things so that he could be more. And it's an honest day's work. No arrogance, no overpromise, no unnecessary hype. Just talent and hard work. A newfound barrel of potential. Song Sundok, who used to be their choreographer, now their creative director, is actually one of the people who verbalized just how it was surprising to see Jungkook actually explore his potential. He has always been the center of BTS, the main vocal, the maknae. But because he is in a group, everyone has to play specific roles in order to form a cohesive whole. But now that he has to do everything by himself, he is being forced willingly to stretch his artistry and explore what he can really do. And even Song Sung-dok, who's actually one of the few who witnessed Jungkook grow up close and personal, still is getting surprised. at Jungkook's evolution as an artist. He truly cannot be contained by K pop. His talent, his raw genius, is meant for the whole world. Everything was his choice. I feel like it was very important for the documentary and very intentional that they keep on repeating the same thing, that everything was his choice. It was his choice to go on a vacation once his bandmates started enlisting. It was his choice to sing the song Seven. And it was his choice to record a full length album in English. This is because he was heavily criticized for not writing any of the songs in his album. It doesn't really matter because he was never forced to do anything in this album. Everything was his choice, and he himself kept on repeating it. He chose every song, and he chose every song for a reason. He wanted to explore different genre, and he wanted to explore his own voice. Discovering Western work processes. I think one of the most revealing moments of the documentary was when he was caught by surprise when he was working with Andrew Watt, the producer and writer of Seven. There was a split second when he said, "Oh, this is how they work in the West." I think it was one of those candid moments when we're actually witnessing him adjusting to a new work environment. For more than a decade, it has always been Big Hit, and it has always been BTS he has been working with. This time, they are Western producers with a different set of expectations and different way of doing things. It is something simple but very important because we can literally see the cogs in his head moving in place in order to create a process that he can work with without compromising the process of the Western producers. The acceptance of mistakes. It was a casual moment, but a very, very important moment because it revealed just how mature he has really grown. He said in one of the scenes that his goal is quite unclear, but if he keeps on moving and improving, make occasional mistakes along the way and learn from them, maybe he'll get to where he was supposed to be without even knowing it. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. But the way he casually embraced the fact that it is unavoidable for an artist to make mistakes and the resolve to actually learn from them, that is maturity. He's actually way more mature than many armies because we're so protective sometimes that we don't even want to hear about the mistakes that they are making. But it is the artist himself that is embracing the fact that it is inevitable. But it also doesn't matter. What matters more is the lesson that he can learn from it. This is just a teaser. I know that the documentary actually says this is not a comeback, it is a debut. And yeah, technically it is. But I also feel like there is so much more for him to explore that he's barely scraping the top of the barrel of his potential. I think it's only when he actually goes out there and work with different producers, try out different genres. That's the only time we will really have a concrete idea on just how versatile he actually can be and how prolific he can be as a vocalist. And I really can't wait. I there's he As I've said in the beginning, he already said that he recognizes that there is a lot he can do with his voice and he has explored a part of it here, but I I know that there is so much more. There is a lot more sound that he can produce, a lot more style that he can explore that we will all be shocked once he actually starts exploring those. I really can't wait. He is both Jungkook of BTS and Jungkook a solo artist. I think it is with great humility that despite the fact that this documentary was meant to show him as a solo artist and it was successful splendidly, we really got a chance to see Jungkook as a solo artist. There also were times when he just wanted to remind people that he is still a member of BTS. He mentioned in one part of the documentary that one of the things that he realized doing all of the solo activities is that he really loves being a part of the group. And that also another part he mentioned Jin and Jimin, how he hates the two because they are the ones that are making BTS songs uh, difficult to sing because the notes are so high. I think those are his moments, just a tinge of him just wanting to remind everybody that yes, I am a solo artist and I'm also a part on and a member of BTS. And I think, as I've said, that is given that he must know he's a smart guy, so he must know just how strong he is commercially, and for him to still keep on reminding people that he still wants to be a part of BTS, I think that's just humble. And it also speaks of just how much compassion and love he has for the group. If there is anything I don't like about the documentary, is the fact that I think it is too short. There are so many things I believe that they did not show, and I really want to see much more of his process as a vocalist. I want to see how he studies the song, how he chose the song, how he came up with the decision in which songs to choose and all of those stuff. I want to know all of that, or maybe I'm just greedy. But I think they cut out a lot of things. And I think he said more things that would reveal more of who he is as an artist. So I really, really want a series. I hope it is true that that thing that's circulating on Twitter that Big Hit is actually trying to get something approved about, and the title is "I Am Still Here." So I hope that is true, because I do feel the documentary, the cinema event is well, the documentary is actually really not enough to give us a full view of Jungkook as a solo artist in this point in time. So I hope that is true. All right, would love to hear your thoughts. Um, Also, if you have any inputs, any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. Also, please join my live. I'm starting to do more lives. I'm starting to do live streaming. I am still starting out, so please forgive me. Sometimes it is chaotic, but I hope that you get to join me. I hope that you get to have fun. Also, follow me on Patreon. We do have a free membership if you just want to try. And also follow me on X or on Twitter, and of course on Instagram. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.